Biden just gave Putin a list of 16 critical infrastructure that should be off limits for cyber attacks. In other words, he basically gave Putin a hit list of the best places to attack America, exposing America's weaknesses and giving the enemy a list of targets. In one of the most disastrous failures of a US president that I've ever seen. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on the internet, we're going to be talking about Sleepy Joe and Trump. You see, Trump has recently come out trolling the Biden campaign, and he's doing this by announcing that he will visit the border with Texas Governor Greg Abbott on June 30th as he slams Biden and Kamala Harris for refusing to visit the Mexico border. This is important for a lot of reasons. Kamala Harris has been seen fighting with reporters who keep asking her the same question. When do you plan to visit the border? And Trump said, you know what? I'll do it.
Fine. I'll do it myself.
This is yet another example of hilarious 4D chess. Why is Trump doing this? It's very simple. This little stunt is going to get him massive media attention when he's been having trouble getting media attention. You know, ever since being banned from Facebook and Twitter and basically the whole internet, Trump has been trying to come back and stay relevant. He's going to be throwing rallies, and what Democrats fail to understand is that Trump had 70 million voters. They are not going to go away. In fact, he's going to become even more famous as he roasts and nukes the Biden administration for all of its blatant failures. But we're going to talk about all of that and more, including Biden's new Patriot Tax that's going to completely destroy the economy. But before we do, smash that like button, subscribe, hit the bell icon so that you can get updates when I upload future content. And if you liked this video, please share it online. And now just a quick word from our sponsor. Introducing our brand new sponsor, Webull. Did you know you could get up to 2 free stocks worth anywhere from $40 to $1,400 after you open an account with Webull and deposit $100? Everybody who joins and deposits their first $100 will get free stock. Folks, it's basically free money. And what better time to invest? They've got crypto, they've got stocks, and you can trade however much you're comfortable with whenever you want. Click the affiliate link down below and get some free stock. Join today. And we're back. So, let's jump right in, folks. Here on the Daily Mail it says, Trump released a statement saying that he had accepted Abbott's invitation and tore into the Biden-Harris administration for dismantling the strongest, safest, and most secure border in U.S. history. If there's one thing that Joe Biden deserves a lot of criticism for, it's for tearing down critical infrastructure at the border. You know, if you don't have borders, you don't have a country. And right now, the Biden administration is seeing the highest rates of illegal crossings at the border in U.S. history. I believe it's up 700%. It is bad. You know, America's already facing inflation, hyperinflation. Things are getting bad. Which brings us to our other story. Here on Fox News, according to the latest experts, Biden's $6 trillion budget would cause the U.S. economy to shrink by 1% over the next decade, study shows. Biden has called for roughly $4 trillion in brand new spending. What does this mean? Well, we all know that the Biden administration has been printing trillions of dollars, 80% of the money supply in 1 year, dramatically increasing inflation. Hyperinflation is coming. The Fed is already sending out warnings that they're going to have to increase rates in the future. This is very bad. Here on the Daily Mail, Federal Reserve officials say they might need to raise interest rates sooner than expected to keep inflation from spiraling out of control. Does that sound like an economy that is stable? Or does it sound like an economy that's on the brink of a financial collapse? Of course, they're saying that, well, the economy is going to be growing at such a lightning speed that we're going to have to raise interest rates to stop inflation. The situation is basically a no-win situation. If the Fed raises interest rates, it's going to destroy economic growth. It's going to hurt the little guy. It might even cause a housing collapse. If the Fed lowers interest rates, inflation will spiral out of control. Hyperinflation will set in, a loaf of bread will cost $20, gasoline will go up to $10. So we're in a situation where we are damned if we do, damned if we don't. Here it says, the Tax Foundation, a nonpartisan think tank based in Washington, projected the budget would cause the GDP, the broadest measure of goods and services produced in the U.S., to shrink over 0.9% over the course of 10 years. At the same time, the proposal would cost the economy about 165,000 jobs and would cause wages to shrink by 0.8%. Now, this doesn't sound that bad on the face of things, but when you combine it with the fact that not only is the Tax Foundation saying that they think that Biden's spending plan is going to shrink the U.S. economy, we've got the Fed saying that inflation may go out of control, so we're going to have to raise interest rates. Raising interest rates will hurt economic growth. We are literally on the verge of disaster. And this is all because of the Democrats. But what is their solution? Well, no worries, my friends. Biden has a plan. Here in the Daily Mail, Democrats propose a one-time 5% Patriot Tax on Americans making more than $100 million, where Jeff Bezos would have to pay $9.7 billion, Elon Musk $7.7 billion, and Mark Zuckerberg $6.3. Never mind that this wouldn't even put a dent in Biden's $6 trillion spending plan. But do you see where we're going with this? We literally have communism in the White House. Well, we'll just tax the rich if we need more money for our special projects. And what does the government do with that money? They shut down the border wall. They shut down a bunch of critical infrastructure like the oil pipeline. They eliminated U.S. jobs. And for what? Recently, Biden allowed Russia to do their pipeline. So let me get this straight. Not only did Joe Biden shut down the American oil pipeline that would help American energy independence, they let Russia open their pipeline, their natural gas. Wonderful. Literally, whose side is Biden on? He was literally made fun of by literally everybody when he talked to Putin because he had flashcards. Meanwhile, Putin is walking circles around him, making fun of him for using flashcards. So here the story says, the very richest Americans could be hit with bills for billions of dollars under plans being developed for a wealth tax by Democrat Representative Tom Suozzi. It emerged on Monday, which would see Amazon founder Jeff Bezos face paying almost $10 billion on his enormous wealth. Suozzi, who sits on the tax-writing House Ways and Means Council, is drafting what he calls a Patriot Tax. This would impose a one-time tax of 2.5% on wealth above $50 million and a 5% surcharge above $100 million. You know, libertarians get a lot of heat online. I consider myself a sort of hybrid libertarian / authoritarian sort of guy. I believe in libertarian principles, but you need a government to enforce those principles, because otherwise you'll just have monopolies and oligarchy and a lot of the problems facing the U.S. But this is exactly what libertarians mean when they say that taxation is theft. This is literally just the government attempting to steal money from rich people to give it to the government for their ridiculous Marxist woke projects. The main news of today is basically that Joe Biden embarrassed us, the United States, in front of the whole world. But the worst of all these gaffes was definitely Joe Biden giving Putin a list of 16 critical areas that should be off limits to cyber attacks. This includes the energy sector and the water supply. Let me tell you why this is so absolutely dumbfounding. This is basically what Biden said. Come on, man. Don't attack us here, and here, because these are our weak points where we have weaknesses, and if you attack these, we will collapse. You just told the enemy where to strike. And do you think that Putin is not going to share that list with China? He will share the list with China. Folks, what an absolute disaster. Of all the things you could have done, Biden is simply not fit for presidency. He is not fit. He is not suitable. He is a fool. And he is destroying us. Oh, I'm just going to give an enemy a cyber attack hit list. What a joke. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know by commenting down below in the comment section. I read those comments, folks. I do. Unlike a lot of other YouTubers that are too good for the people, I guess. Anyhow, if you want to support YouTubers like me, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1 a month, although I recommend like $3, since $3 really goes a long way compared to just $1. but it is totally up to you. Joining will give you access to our private Discord server, Fight Club. I think we're gonna be doing like monthly discussions and maybe a movie night. Anyways, anyone who joins gets to come to the Discord server, so you can check that out. If you want to donate, there's donor box, there's crypto, all sorts of options are down below in the description. Thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all next time.